Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 11th of August. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Newcrest, Satire, Renascor Resources, Prospect Resources and CSL. So if you have any requests, please send them through. Make sure you're getting our free newsletter, but my stock tips actually come out every Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report. So make sure you're getting that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, please share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management. So if you'd like to open a broking account with me and have me guide you personally with what I think you should be buying and selling, then please let me know. And the advice here is general only. So a weekly chart here of Newcrest. Obviously last few years we've got quite a bit of a downtrend, but if we have a look at the daily chart, look, short term it does seem to be trying to level out. Since that July low, it's bounced, come back for a bit of a retest, and has been putting in these higher lows. The recent couple of peaks here occurred at around 1980, so I'd say it's building up to that level, and obviously a push above, I think 1980 would be a buying opportunity. Okay, CTT. So as we can see over the last year, massive downtrend, so over $4.50 to under 50 cents. So terrible downtrend, but it does appear to be ending. If I have a look at most recent price action here, we've got this sort of nice basing out formation, so nice curved low here. We could see that the volume as it curved out at the bottom was very low, but then as it started to build up over the last few weeks, we've seen a lot of good volume come in. So base, so obviously here it's sort of tested this previous peak, come back, tried to rally, sat under it for a few days, and then as we could see in the last couple of days, it's broken high. So I actually think this upside break looks like a really good buying opportunity. You can run a tight stop, and I think we'll see some sort of recovery from here. Okay, RNU. I think this one looks good. I'd say the first buy signal most recently would have been the break here. So after sort of leveling out, tight range, break, that would have been a buy because good volume. Still trending nicely. On a more shorter term scale, I mean, possibly this was a little sort of cup and handle, and it looked like it was getting going, but it's come back in the last 2 days. So, I mean, that pattern has failed, but I think ultimately, if you just look at, you've got a little double bottom here and a double top there. So there's a range here. I'd say if it breaks to the bottom of that range, that's your sell signal, and if it breaks to the top, that's your buy signal. Okay, Prospect Resources. So we had one of our subscribers has asked about this because we had it in the Dynamic Investor Report back in April. So I often like to look for these tight ranges, and then when you get that upside break, that's the buy signal. So nice break here through almost 5 cents. And obviously if we sort of zoom back out, we could see it's basically tripled in value. So even this break here would have been another buying opportunity. It looks a bit crazy, but ultimately when you get these very wide, very long lasting tight ranges, the breaks do tend to follow through. So look, now that he's got it, what do we do from here? Well, in terms of the last couple of weeks, it does look like it's got a bit of a range now. It looks like 15 cents that's been rejected 3 times, but it's also bounced off 13 cents a few times. So I'd say that, to me, I just look at this range now, an upside break through 15. You could even add to the position, and I think if it closes under 13, I'd use that as the sell signal. Okay, and finally CSL. So looking at its performance this year, first thing I noticed is it bottomed in February, well before the rest of the market bottomed in June. So that's a massively bullish sign. It did seem like it was building up below 280, so the break above 280 was a big positive, and it should continue to rally from here. Most recently, we've got it consolidating sideways, but this looks, to me, this looks fine, and I think that if you see it pop above 300, that would be the next buy signal. So I think this sideways consolidation is pretty healthy. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through. We'll try to cover it next Thursday.